Far Cry has always been known for wildlife and injecting kind of those types of systems in the games. For Far Cry 5, wildlife definitely played a key role for us. It was important even when we first started researching. It's kind of now a staple in the franchise. We started looking and we weren't sure at the start, like what kind of wildlife is there, and we started digging and oh my God, there's like plenty of animals and all types of animals too.
We build a world where you can stop and you can look at it and you can see all the animals and that there's an actual ecosystem of predation and different types of animals trying to survive, and you could hunt. You could just choose to fish or hunt in Far Cry 5.
We wanted to kind of turn every animal into a gameplay opportunity almost. So from you know, in previous games we would have kind of pigs or whatnot that would maybe be there as more of a set dressing element and really just it feels right, you know, to be in that place. And on Far Cry 5, from even the most kind of common animals that you're going to stumble upon, whether it's a deer, whatever, there's always going to be kind of a gameplay opportunity attached to it.
You're going to meet people in the world and they're going to say, look, the cults come in here and they've scared off all the wildlife, they cut off everything. There's no food, there's no meat. So if you get a chance to go out there and get these animals and bring them back, we'll pay you for the food, we'll pay you for the meat. And so in that very simple loop, the best way to make money in the game, to be able to buy the things that you want, is go out and hunt, return the meat, and you're good to go.
So in Far Cry 5, we have a ton of animals, super varied too. It's all the types of animals that you could find in the Rocky Mountains. We have deers, obviously. We'll have cows. With cows, you have bulls. And bulls you kind of need to be careful about because you don't want to kind of brush them in the wrong way. There's boars, wild boars, a great hunting prize. There's wolves, bears, and bears kind of hide in some really peculiar places. You might find them in a cave, sometimes close to a river shore, obviously, because they're there to fish, and sometimes you might be fishing and find someone that's kind of going after your own prize.
The way that the animals work in the game really has to make sense, and it's to a degree that we've never had to tackle before. And so I think that it's been pretty cool to see all of that happen so that you can actually make mayhem really happen. If you go into an outpost and you happen to see a cow nearby, or if you happen to be able to see a bull in a cage, you know that if you kind of take chocolate and peanut butter and mix them together, you're going to make something great.
As soon as you kind of start the chaos, you can just sit back, relax, and see all those systems kind of interact. If there's fire that kind of starts spreading, they might catch fire and then run around, so you never know. So I think that's the beauty of what Far Cry is, and we wanted to make animals and wildlife a major part of that. At some point, the cult is actually going to try and experiment on some animals to kind of test, you know, drugs or different chemicals to kind of see how they can, you know, twist people's brains a bit more. There's going to be like a wolf, a bear, and they're all super kind of buffed, you know, and really buff.
It's super gratifying to watch the cult, which is this ominous group, you know, and they've got these wolves with them. They're going out and they're capturing all these animals. Just get completely screwed over by a skunk, and just the mayhem that happens. And I remember one time, I've got this dog back home, and I remember this one time the dog got skunked, and it was horrible. It was horrifying, and the dog just, like, the whole family suffered because of it. Poor dog. I remember thinking, man, this is a powerful, potent little animal. Like, they don't f*** around. So we had to put them in the game, and you can get skunked.
For me, the most surprising animal, I would say, is the wolverine. The wolverine, by far, is the most vicious, carnivorous animal I've ever seen. I've actually done some research, and it cannot go a day without eating meat. So it's always going to go for, you know, like even if a large or a small kind of game animal, it will go after it, even if it needs to fight against it. The wolverine is definitely my favorite, but also the most terrifying animal in Far Cry 5. But depending on the animal that you might find, there's some really interesting scenarios that are going to unfold. There's plenty of animals, but you never know if you're the one hunting them or if they're hunting you.